Hello guys and welcome to this first video where I will show you how fair value gaps actually fucking work. I have made so much fucking money from fair value gaps, but like most of the people, I was retarded in the beginning too. And today I'm gonna show you my favorite way to trade fair value gaps. There are a lot of different ways to trade fair value gaps, but today I'm gonna show you my favorite and maybe you can implement it into your trading style too. We are on the 1 minute time frame. You see, we had a big drop and now we're starting to consolidate. This fair value gap style is perfectly traded when we are consolidating. I will mark this range like this and like this. So we see we're bouncing in this range. Technically, you could also trade this range, but we are here for the fair value gaps and not range trading. I can make a future video on this too. So we marked our range and now we wait for a liquidity sweep. And there it is. We broke the range here and swept the liquidity that was all here. Liquidity, I hope you know what liquidity is, otherwise I will explain it to you. Liquidity are just stop loss orders from retail traders. So we swept the liquidity and now we are just waiting that a fair value gap gets formed. So we see we formed a fair value gap right here. So we're just gonna mark this fair value gap. Usually if people see this, they just enter a short here and think, yeah, we will retrace to the fair value gap and go down. People would do something like this. But we are not bad traders. We are actually here to make some money. So we're looking at this fair value gap. We swept liquidity pretty hard, made a fair value gap. So now what are we looking at? In the inverted fair value gap, like the name already states, it's an inverted fair value gap and not a regular one. So what are we looking for? We are looking for price to break the fair value gap really hard, retrace back down and then target some points higher. That is the ideal setup, but there is a little secret to get these sniper top tier entries, and this is the Fibonacci retracement tool. So we're gonna use the Fibonacci retracement tool. We're just gonna take our tool and mark the fair value gap in the direction we want the price to go. Right now we want the price to go upwards. So we're gonna mark the fair value gap. I can show you my settings. I'm just using 0, 1 and the 0, 6, 1 level. Trust me, this is golden to get these top tier snipe entries. And if the price breaks our fair value gap, we're gonna enter a long and a 61 level with our stop loss under the recent swing low. So let's see what happens. Price broke our fair value gap, so we're gonna enter on the 61 level with our stop loss behind the recent swing low and our target at the top of the range. That's a really nice 2RR risk reward, and let's check if this plays out. So we would be tapped in here. I'm just gonna move this up here so we can see that. And smashed our take profit right here. It got a little close, but we didn't break the low, means the trade was still valid. And like you see, that's a perfect 2RR. If you risked 1%, there would be a 2% gain. Now for a short example, we had a pretty big move downwards and started to consolidate here. So we marked the highs and the lows of the range, and now we'll wait until the range gets broken. It got broken just up here. So we're gonna go and mark our fair value gap, just like this. Now let's grab the Fib tool and mark the levels. We want the price to go downwards, so we're gonna use the Fib tool in a downwards motion from the top to the bottom. We have our 61 level right here, so we're just gonna wait until the fair value gap gets broken. Technically, it broke on this candle right here and we retraced back into it. So I will be already tapped in. Doesn't matter if you're a little slow, this strategy is pretty bulletproof. We're gonna set the stop at the recent swing high and target at the bottom of the range. Like you already see, that would be a 6.1 risk reward. That's a pretty good trade. So we'll see and let it play out. So we would be tapped in right now. So I'm gonna just move this one right here. And we smashed our take profit just right here. That's what the complete trade looks like. It's a wonderful trade. It's a 6.1 RR, means if you risked 1%, you will probably be funded at this point. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more.